Hello and welcome back to episode 23, I believe, of Oxygen Not Included, our Let's Play series with the quality of life upgrade. Let's just get right into it. So, I think one of the things we want to do is get a little bit of pepper bread in our system, because we're running into some somewhat high stress, and having these guys eat some pepper bread might be a good solution to that. We're getting all this finished up. I think that we want to set up our... it's just going to be liquid pipe for now. We'll make it out of igneous rock, though. We're going to set up our sort of distribution system here. Get this hooked up. Alright, and then this is just going to dump into this reservoir that we're creating. Liquid vents, make them out of anything. Perfect. Let's finish off this, and we can deconstruct these as well at this point. This is chlorine, that's fine. Yeah, we'll deconstruct these and this, and we are about ready to turn this on. We'll have this cool slush geyser to help us in a while, but for now let's just set up this. There's one other thing I want to do here though before we really get started, and that is I would like to create, we don't need these anymore, I would like to create a reservoir for our CO2. I guess while we're at it, let's dig down a little bit deeper here. Ladder. Whoops. I want to see a little bit more of what's down here. So, let's just grab some igneous rock tile. That's fine. Set up something like this. Dig out this. Sweep up this area. So this is going to be a big polluted water reservoir being fed by natural gas generators and these metal refineries. We're going to set up some pumps to pump things out into a series of liquid reservoirs, which I'm probably just going to stick next to this natural gas generator. The natural gas guys are kind of cool it down a little bit. Maybe that's the plan. We're mainly just going to have it pump into a series of reservoirs. That way we can decide what to do with it later. Man, Banny is really stressed. Why are you so stressed? Low morale, huh? Why is your morale low? Why is your morale 5? Washroom, you haven't eaten? You're not getting the +6 from, do you not have a table to sit at? What's going on? Oh, you have a table to sit at. Okay. Yeah. Maybe we're just working them too far away from the base and not being able to eat yet. That's a risk. In fact, maybe that's one we can just settle right now. Let's go to our schedule, and let's just give everybody... Ooh, this also shouldn't be happening. Yeah, let's move these guys to various different things. So, Nicola, and then Jean, and we can leave Catalina there, I suppose. Alright, spreading them out. Not that it's super important at this stage, but it doesn't hurt. Let's get a little bit of extra work out of people as well while we're here. Everybody's working an extra couple hours today. Perfect. Okay, so we are going to go through and we are going to give everybody an extra block of downtime. This will help improve morale. It'll also mean that people get to eat. and do the stuff that they want. Because we're having them work a little bit far away from the base, and so having that extra time to get back, I think, will be important. Help reduce stress, deal with all our problems. Easy answer. We lose a little bit of labor, of course, but we can live with that. Let's also sweep up this. And sweep up this. There's some polluted oxygen in here that I want to take care of, but the main thing I want to set up is that I want to have a gas reservoir. Iron ore is fine. I want to have a gas reservoir here. Oh no, we have this hooked up wrong. Yeah, I'll need to change that. We want to set up a gas reservoir here so that we can collect the CO2. Yeah, this needs to change. Whoops. So let's deconstruct this. We're going to deconstruct these as well. Yeah, we're just going to change this whole system around. This is the input. This is where the natural gas needs to go. This is where the CO2 is going to come out. So, the way we had it set up, we had it the opposite. Did I say deconstruct these? Deconstruct these. If you haven't already. So I want to set up some gas reservoirs here. That way, we'll have a place for the CO2 to go from here. We can also set up some liquid reservoirs here to pump our water into when this gets a little bit full, which we'll probably use to help cool off this area. There's a lot of oil here because this is over-pressurized too. I don't see any slicksters though, which is really what I want to see because I want the CO2 to be consumed ultimately. Maybe we find it somewhere else. Maybe this is not the place that we set up all of our plastic generation. Though this is just still a lot of oil. Cracking in here will give us a very good amount to work with. Alright, we're going to seal this off. Ventilation. Let's get this right this time. Gold amalgam is fine. We are just going to set up I suppose right here is good. That we could do something like this. Yeah, let's do something like this. And then we will say insulated gas pipe is fine. Bring this over here. This output will go here. This output goes here. Slap down the gas vent. And then some gas pipe made of igneous rock. We can just toss down here. Alright, that works. We want to capture all this CO2. We want to filter CO2 from our air as well. And pump it into here. But we're just going to have some gas reservoirs, which we're ultimately going to pump down into the petroleum or oil or fossil or whatever biome. Still waiting on these, that's fine. I think we also do want to just have some liquid reservoirs down here as well. Just because we don't want this place to overflow. So let's go ahead and set up a couple liquid pumps. Really just one ought to do the job, actually. Set up a liquid pump. We'll have another one over here. Liquid pipes. Igneous rock is fine. Something like this. Base, liquid reservoir, iron ore is fine. And we'll just slap one down right here. And if we ever need to drain this place, we'll have a way of doing so. Might as well dig out this area as well. Power. Let's just hook up a wire right here. Perfect. Okay. So we have a gas reservoir for these places to go into. This gas filter, the filtered element is going to be natural gas. We need to hook up power here. We could hook it up here, I suppose, but I think I'd rather just something like this. We're going to stick with manual generators for now. I want to be able to turn these things on and off pretty easily, and that's a lot easier with manual generators. You can just basically say, okay, stop pedaling, and we'll be good. There's some polluted oxygen in here. Okay, if that's the case, let's just grab ourselves another one of these. Alright, looking good. So this will be our coolant area right here, where our spent coolant, basically cold water, but cold water that is not freezing and is not going to damage our pipes. That's the goal with this. Let's disable this as well. No point in having people run on that. Up to 79% on stress. Your morale is way up. Still not quite good enough though, is it? What did you eat? Grizzly meal. Maybe we just need to be making more of our frost buns. Yeah, sure. Use it all up. Make more frost buns. Can't believe she ate grizzly meals when so much good stuff is lying around. Well, that happens, I suppose. We could just tell her not to eat that anymore. Yeah, sure. Let's go to consumables and say, look, you just need to stop eating meal lice. Eat something else. If we get a starvation message, we'll have to pay a little bit more attention to it now, because it's possible we run out of everything that isn't meal lice. But oh yeah, she's not happy. She's very unhappy. That's fine though. So this looks almost all ready and good to go. We have our plumbing. This probably did not need to be insulated liquid pipe, but that's fine. We have our output. We just need to crack into here to get this going, I think. What does our ventilation look like? Goes into here. Natural gas. This vent will struggle, but we can just dig around a little bit more and create a vacuum for it to go into. Are we on this? Still doing fine. Power, we have the heavy watt wire, we have this hooked up. This should be able to supply all of these just fine. Alright, so we're about ready to go. We just want to seal up this. Though that's, before we do that, get a liquid pipe coming out of here. And get some power coming out of here. Yeah, we're about good to go. We're going to build tile on these 4 tiles right here. That way all this polluted water from the natural gas generator stays in. And then we're just going to crack into here and crack into here and get all this going. I think that is the plan. And eventually our coolant will be supplemented by this cool slush geyser. But having a little bit of it here is going to be helpful. Yeah, I still don't see any slicksters, which is really what I want to see. So I just want to start letting them eat that CO2. How are we doing over here? Eating meal lice. Banny hopefully will get less stressed once she has a good meal in her stomach. Alright. Tile. Granite's fine. Let's do this. Seal it up. And this. Let's actually just deconstruct, and then dig out this. I think ultimately we want to have... I kind of want to stick another deodorizer just right here. Yeah, why not? But this should get this all ready to go. It'll start pumping it down to here, and then we can start operating these metal refineries. These metal refineries should stay fairly cool. They're going to heat up, but there's going to be a lot of cold stuff up here and a lot of cold stuff here, so I think they'll be fine. A mix of a variety of things here. This airlock means a little bit of natural gas is going to get out here, but probably not that much. Alright, now the pumps start going. We get our coolant in here, and we can queue up recipes. Iron ore to iron. Let's just say 10 of each. 10 of this. 10 here. 10 here. And 10 here. They aren't going to get started yet, but people will start delivering some stuff here, I think. These pumps are going. Let's enable this building. Oh man. That's not what we wanted Banny to do. Your morale is 27. You're doing great on that, but stress is still going up because you got sopping wet. Yeah. Alright, that's a little obnoxious. So let's enable that. And let's also turn this guy on. Oh. New duplicant. Someone with diver's lungs. Ooh. But bottomless stomach as well. Well, we have to take them, I guess. This is just the rule. But this kind of counteracts the whole benefit of taking the diver's lungs. But we made a pact. All the diver's lungs people. Sure. Let's give you a job. You can be a research assistant. Okay, so this is all sealed up now. We are slowly filling this area up with coolant as soon as this gets enabled. Let's say this, we're fine if this is at like 20%. This one we're fine if this is at like 10%. Yep, no natural gas to speak of here. Pump not in gas, we've basically just created a vacuum. Okay. So now let's just dig out this area here so we can start getting some natural gas in the system. This coolant's a little confused. Maybe we do just want to pump some back up here. We're going to set these to a relatively higher priority. Alright, and let's get our deodorizer up here. And I think we'll be good. We've got a couple deodorizers here as well. Got our coolant going in. Let's increase that. All right, and we are off to the races. Got our coolant being pumped in. Got our natural gas being pumped in. These are chugging along. They're not going to produce quite enough for these metal refineries. But it's rare to have all the metal refineries going at once because a lot of them are going to be like this, just still filling up on coolant. Alright, so refined metal basically taken care of at this point. And this is just going to be carbon dioxide. That's good. What's the temperature like over here? Not great. Let's take a look at the plumbing. 56.7, huh? Yeah, this is getting hot. We're pumping out this natural gas. While we're at it, let's just say that no one's allowed out of here. This is not that cold. Not at the moment. Because our coolant is starting off at 23 degrees. So, alright, we have some stuff done. But this coolant needs to be colder before this really becomes a good deal over here. We don't have germs in here, right? This is non-germy water. Do we want to start working on sieving this? Pump it all the way back up? It's a possibility. We could do that. We could actually just sieve it right down here. Or we could just be patient and wait for this to start working. Something to think about. 8 more cycles and this cool slush geyser will be online. And then we won't have to really worry about the temperature down here as much. But I think everything's pretty much set up. It's just a matter of how much natural gas we can get out of here. Eventually this will be turned into vacuum. Yeah, I think I'm going to cut the episode here, and in the next episode we'll probably be working on something else. I think this is a good enough solution right now, just to get us a little bit of refined metal. Once this cool slush geyser turns on, once both of them turn on, we'll have a big supply of coolant for these metal refineries, and we'll just be able to put it through a sieve and clean it up, turn it into more oxygen, probably with some sort of oxygen module down here, and I think we'll be set. Alright, so I'm going to call it here, and I'll see you guys next time.